And very good day everybody. Welcome to another video, another live stream. I am your personal funky scene pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko and I will be your captain for today's flight. And today's flight will take us from the London City Airport in London, United Kingdom, to the Isle of Guernsey, which is part of the United Kingdom, is an island in front of the French coast. And the aircraft that we will be using for today's flight. Oh, what is this shadow? Let's have a look. Oh, we got a Swiss landing here. Looks pretty cool. Yeah, so what I was saying, we got the British Aerospace 146 professional equipped with the British Airways livery. And you can see there's a Ryanair, there's some Swiss, some other aircraft here as well. I believe it's about en route time of about 1 hour or so. And this aircraft is still somewhat of a challenge for me, I must say, because there is I was spoiled using the Airbus A320, this is a lot more high maintenance, but it is a very, very cool aircraft, totally fond of it. So let's just jump in. I decided to actually use the flight management system, but it is quite rudimentary and don't believe it does everything. So, but at this stage, I'm already happy when I just simply succeed in taking off and not overspeeding and then flying in the level flight, cruising, and to simply land it as well. We got the Rudy man, good evening. It's so nice of you to come and say hi. I hope you're doing well, my friend. So yeah, so without too much of an ado, well, there might be one more ado, but then we go without any further ados, and we go simply start up the aircraft basically. So let's have one more look on the outside. The beautiful, beautiful aircraft. So let's see. We're flying real world time and real world weather today from out of London City. You can see there is the skyline for the London city in the background as well. And we are joined by a couple of other airliners, which is always nice, of course. Okay, so let's start this sucker up. So first thing we're going to do is we turn on the battery. So then we turn on the nav light to high, and we arm the no smoking sign. And the cabin emergency signs, they will be armed as well. Cabin emergency lights, I should say, to arm. Okay. And then the yaw damper master 1 and 2, autopilot master to on, and avionics master A and B go to on. You will find them in the top left here in the miscellaneous panel. So you got your yaw damper master 1 and 2, autopilot master, and avionics master 1 and 2. So they are all engaged now. So let's get this thing over with. Let's get it started up and let's get going. So the anti-skid to on and the lift spoilers to yellow and green. The lift spoiler is yellow and green system to on. So anti-skid and the lift spoilers, these are all sitting right here. Then the bus tie AC and DC to auto. Find them here in the middle, yes. And standby inverter and standby generator, they also go to arm. And then the APU generator, turn it to on, which is sitting below, I believe. There you go. Pumps left inner to on, so we'll need this one fuel pump just to start up the APU. So we just turn on just that one. Then the master switch to start Okay, so now we turn on the APU. The APU is the auxiliary power unit. It's the aircraft's, it is a little jet engine. It's usually in the back of the aircraft, and it's, I believe this is probably the exhaust. It's a little jet engine, and you just start the little jet engine up, and it will generate power for the electronic systems. Right now, we're only using the battery power, and that is eventually going to drain. So let's start up the APU. Well, let's listen outside to the APU starting up. Please do not drive through my vehicle, please. Thank you. And you will see here the exhaust. Actually see the hot air that's coming out. So the APU is starting up. APU power is now available. RPM is stable. So let's see what else are we going to do. Flight deck emergency lights to arm. You will find them here, flight deck emergency lights. Let's arm those as well. Then we turn on the yaw damper. The yaw damper is here in the middle pedestal. The YD button, so that is now turned on as well. So we open the oxygen for the pilot and for the co-pilot. You'll find this right here. And excuse me, Mike, if I just may invade your personal space there for a second, my friend. And we will also do a little check. See if we get the white cross. So there is oxygen there at work. Let's check this side as well. There you go. There's the white cross right there. Okay. So what else are we going to do? The center tank transfer to auto. This boy right there. Ice detect on. It's one of the coolest buttons in the aircraft. This one. You turn it on. There you go. Let's do a flap 24% takeoff. So what we will do is, I believe we can set the flaps already then to 24. And basically we can click this a little symbol. It looks like a little cheat button, right? But I don't know how I'm good with it. Flight directors on, and in F1 press on and you turn the knob to on. So flight directors and navigation. So the flight directors, obviously you will find them one on this side and one on this side. And you can also see that it can become active as well. So we turn on the nav1 and we switch the button to on as well. So we actually turn the button, I guess I should say in English. Let's have a look. What else? The comm radios. We should turn on the comm radios too. There we go. Okay, so let's set up the FMC. So, as I said earlier, this one is quite rudimentary and not all the functionality works. And I believe it's not, it was not officially part of this aircraft. So let me open up a can of cola. Here, cheers everybody. Okay, so position initialization. Let's have a look. I guess we can just copy this. There you go. Let's see, does it recognize the aircraft? London City. Key not active. See, that's what I mean. Okay. So flight plan. We're going to fly from London City. Go. Entering it twice into the scratch pad there. Where was the clear button on this thingy? There you go. Okay, so London City to Guernsey. Echo Golf Juliet Juliet. I believe the alternative airport, I'm not sure actually if this button works. Let's see the flight number for British Airways. So Speedbird 812. You can enter this here as well. We can now start putting in the routes. Let's see if we can start with an arrival. Sorry, departure. My apologies. Let's have a look. The flight plan I will check off the screen. You can also find it in the description of the video. Runway 09er, the EKNIV 1 hotel departure for 09er, EKNIV 1 hotel. So, EKNIV 1 hotel. That is right there. Runway 09er, and we click the execute button, and it's executing. Let's go back to the departure arrival index, and let's see. I'm a little fuzzy what to do now. We can put it in perhaps, but maybe we should actually continue with the legs first. Let's go to flight plan. So we got EKNIV, and we go to the next page. So after EKNIV, we go to Mike 901. So you just put it in, Mike 901. And this is Eva, yeah. Yes, Mike 91. And then we go to a VOR called Lima Yankee Delta. Lima Yankee Delta. Yeah, so that is there as well. After that we have another airway, Mike 189er. Mike 189er. There you go. And then we go to a waypoint called NEVIL. Or NEVIL, not sure how to pronounce this one. But the India Lima NEVIL. And that's working too. Then we got another airway, Golf 27. That is also recognized, always nice. Then we go via ANGLO. ANGLO. There we go, we put it in. And we're almost there. We got the Golf 273 airway. Golf 273, and we put this in, and then I think we can put in the arrival procedure. So let's first click execute. Looks like it took out. Well, let's have a look at it later. So let's go ahead and check the arrival. So the arrival would be checking. They have 1 kilo for runway 08. So ILS 08, negative they have 1 kilo. And we click execute, and we should now be looking at an entire flight plan. So click legs, here you can see the entire route. Just click the next button. And you now check to see if there are any flight line discontinuities, like here. So from ANGLO to BEVAV. So after ANGLO, let me quickly check. So the Golf 273, Golf 273. Let's see if we can insert that perhaps. Golf 273, Golf 273. Not really sure if it worked, but then it's fine, I guess. Let's leave it, okay. So it's deleted. Alright, so looks like, let's have a look. Is this discontinuity okay right there? I guess so, it's fine. This is after we land, basically. Okay, so the flight plan looks fine. So I think that's about what you can do with the current FMC for this aircraft. As I said, it's not really part of the aircraft, so they did not put too much. This is what I said, very rudimentary. Flight plan. Yeah, we should be good to go, I guess. So let's carry on. So that means that we're about ready to start the engines. Perhaps it's not a bad idea to check the fuel before we go. I guess this looks like plenty of fuel. 3,500, around 7,000. Let's have a look in the OFP to see what is the block fuel for today's flight. It's 5,367. So it's fine. So we got that's perfect. That's absolutely good. I'm just going to leave it at that. So that's always good to check, obviously. So that means that we have fuel on the board. So then we can also turn on the seatbelt signs now. So let's go ahead and do that. And I actually would like some more light here on the flight deck, really. So, and where was? There you go. Lost this little button. Okay. So let's carry on. Fasten seatbelt signs to on. We turn on the beacon lights. The beacon lights notify the ground crew that we are about to get ready to start our engines. So the beacon light goes to on as well. And then we can go ahead and request a pushback. Now let's have a look here in the EFB. Well, actually, it looks like we can import our flight plan. That's pretty cool, actually. I totally forgot. So here's the flight plan we just put in manually. I don't believe you can import it straight into the FMC though, but that's no worries. We just did it ourselves. Block fuel is right there, 0 fuel, cruise altitude 24,000 feet. So you've got a little map going on, got charts if we want it, and aircraft. So let's have a look here. I believe let's get rid of the chocks, and I guess that these should be about it. Let me quickly see, was there anything else? Note settings, no, it should be fine. So let's keep this on for a bit now. So let's see, yeah, we can push back. I got this pushback tool that we can use for now. So to disconnect the parking brake. And well, the tug is invisible, but it is here. So let's reverse. So that's it. London City. Mike, so nice of you to come join us. Mike is always looking dead ahead. Mike is a very serious co-pilot. Always happy to have him on the board with us. Oh look, you can see our shadow there. Pretty cool. There is a Swiss. Hello Swiss. Okay, so let's stop the pushback and let's excuse the tug. Dismiss it. And first thing after the pushback, immediately we turn on the parking brake off, of course. My apology. Okay, so let's start up the engines. The starting up of the engines is a really cool procedure for this aircraft. First we'll need to turn on the fuel pumps, the rest of the fuel pumps. So let's go ahead and do that. So we got 4 fuel pumps now. And then basically what you do, and especially, man, the sound effect is just totally amazing. So you turn on, you start master, and you select your engine number 4, and you click the engine start. And when you click the engine start, the lights will go off for 1 second. It's amazing. I don't know why, but I just totally love it. Okay. My bad. Let's have a look. So now we need a nice angle here. So basically what we're doing, we're watching the N2. Once it reaches about 10%, which it does, you'll provide the rest of the fuel. And you will see now your N1 is starting to go. And this is basically that your engine number 4 is now starting to power up. Hopefully we're not blocking, no, not blocking anyone. Okay, so the N1 there is about stabilized. So I think now we can go to engine number 3 and we click the start button. We'll repeat this process, check for 10% N2. Once it reaches 10%, the little needle there, you supply some fuel. And then the N1 starts going as well. And we'll wait until the N1 is stabilized, around 246. So that is stabilized, so you go back up to the overhead panel and you select engine number 2 and you say start this socket up. There you go, we got 10% fuel and let it spool up. So while it's spooling up, let's quickly pull up the charts for this flight. See how are we going to do this. I'm going to say no thanks and we'll just say flights. No flight from Simbri. There you go. So here we got our flight. So you open up the charts list. Let me quickly start up engine number 1. Obviously there's a lot more checks that you do, but we're doing the quick and dirty way. So engine number 1 is selected and start it up. We wait for the N2 percentage to cross the 10 line there. Fuel. And in about a minute we'll have 4 running engines. So the departing route that we're flying, the EKNIV 1 hotel for runway 09. So you go to your standard instrument departure, SID, EKNIV 1 hotel. So let's have a look at what this is. This is an RNAV, which means it's basically following these waypoints in the sky. So there's no VORs involved or anything. Basically what they're saying, runway heading 092, max 210. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do max 210. No turns below 570 altitude. Basically left turn. You know, I will not be able to fly this myself, but the autopilot will do this for us. So maybe we could actually have a look. Sometimes there is also a written instruction. Straight ahead to Lima Charlie Echo 01, turn left, 024, track to Lima Charlie Echo 02, turn right 3, turn left to 6, turn right to Slotwood, turn right to EKNIV. Anyway, so I guess we're almost ready. Let me quickly check here the checklist. So the start selector button goes back to 0 or to off, and the start master is also turned off. Now it's time to turn on generator 1 and 4. You'll find them. Generator 1 is turned on and generator 4 is turned on. We turn on the packs. Pack 1 and pack 2. Engine air, they all go to on. And I believe you also turn on all the heating system. Let's first do the brake fans to auto. Brake fans you'll find in the miscellaneous panel where we were earlier. Brake fans, they go to the auto position. Engine 2 and 3, turn the pumps on as well. Engine number 2, engine number 3, pumps are now on. Now we turn on all the heaters. And we're ready for taxi. So let's have a final check here. So let's hope we do not crash this thing. Runway exit lights. And let's notify the cabin crew that we are ready for departure.
Cabin crew, please take your seats for takeoff.
So, thank you, Mike. Alright, so let's do this. So we are going to disengage the parking brake. There's one more thing I need to do before we take off. Cabin secure, that's always good to know. So let me quickly see if I can do this now. And we select the takeoff position, which means N1 percentage of 91.4. Okay. So that's what we'll be using for the takeoff for today's flight. So this aircraft is somewhat of a challenge. It has no real speed control as such. And speaking of which, I do have to do a few other checks that I completely forgot. And I'm thinking of now. So let's hold here first before we go over the line. Parking brake is set. Obviously, what we'll be need to doing is turn on the RNF there, and so I believe the initial altitude was 3000, but you know what, let's go for a nice chat with my boss on Monday, and we just select flight level 240 and we arm it. And is there anything we do here? Vertical lateral navigation doesn't seem to work just yet, so we'll have to do this, figure this out after we take off. So we're standing here before we turn on the landing lights. Let's see if there's no incoming traffic anywhere. Does not seem to be the case. At least I do not see it. So let's just pretend that we got clearance to enter the runway. Let's turn on the landing lights. It is beautiful to see the London city skyline against the setting sun here in London. can never hurt to check the other end as well. You never know if somebody, you know, screw up and went in the opposite direction. It has been known to happen. The London City Airport is quite an interesting one. It has a descent slope when you land of, I believe it's 5%, which is 2% more than the average glide slope. So, and the runway is somewhat shorter, so yeah, some aircraft actually cannot really land here. So some of the aircraft you see there parked, they are really not allowed to be landing on the London City Airport. Okay, so we're going excruciatingly slow here. Oh look, there was an aircraft actually, but he is performing a go around. Well, thank you tower. Okay. Parking brake is set. The thrust levers are back to idle. So we're going to spool up to about 91.4%, which is 941 I believe it is there. Is there anything else we need to do? Probably forgetting something really crucial, but let's just see what's going to happen. So the altimeter is armed. Let's set the correct altitude as well. In this case I'll just cheat and use the B button. And as I said earlier, this aircraft is really somewhat of a challenge for me. So I have been able to land it and take it off, but usually it would just, if I'm not paying attention, it will overspeed, and it cannot overspeed for very long. It will just, well, let's just say it's ugly. Okay, guess we're set, and otherwise we'll just find out for ourselves. So, parking brake is released. Let's step on the toe brake and let's fire it up. So we're aiming for about 91.4, and then the onboard computer should sort of try and take over. So let's release the toe brakes and let's get this thing going. We're going to courtesy, everybody. Try and keep it on the center line. Take it off. Let's not fly into those trees. There's the stick shaker. So we got a positive rate, almost. Let's wait a little longer. I feel like I would like a little more power, so I actually am going to put in definitely some more power here. So we are climbing manually, gear is coming up. So before I turn on the autopilot, I would like to see, oh, easy there Arkady, easy. Okay, so we retract flaps by 1 increment. And our speed should pick up a little. So we're sort of stabilized. Let's have a look at the warning here. Should be fine, I guess. So let's acknowledge it. And we retract all the flaps now. So the flaps are up. And can we turn on lateral navigation? And the autopilot master switch is right here. There you go. So the autopilot is now taking over. So what we do is we just watch the speed, because we don't want to overspeed in this thing, not at all. Let's have a look outside. London City area. Is everything still okay? Let's have a look. Not really sure why it's turning, so so maybe I'm already doing something wrong. Oh, there you go. The autopilot is disconnected. So let us do that as well. So let's go ahead and do some level flight now. So that's what I was saying. It's a rather difficult aircraft. It is definitely not as easy as the Airbus. The Airbus basically flies itself. So let's see if we can find out what is the problem. Let's see if we can first establish some stability. So at least we're climbing relatively stable now. So we know it's not jumping up and down anymore. What is our rate of climb? About 17, 15, 12, yeah. So what was happening? Let's see. I believe we need the RNEV for this one. ARM, the altitude. So let's go ahead and re-engage the autopilot, see what the aircraft is going to do. Let's go to the lag stage. We should also be able to work out what it is trying to do, but I'm not entirely confident here. If you ask me, it's just going to fly circles. If that is the case, then we'll have to do it a different way. Not sure if this actually makes any difference. Let's quickly have a look at the chart and see ourselves on it. So it should be going there, but we're still turning. Oh look, now we're actually turning left. So it looks like we're finally on our way, I guess. Love the sound of this aircraft. So, I think we are sort of on our way now. And there you see the new waypoint is coming up. That appears to be working, so that is one thing less to worry about. I think we are above the transition altitude actually for the United Kingdom, and we are now almost at 9,300 feet. I think it's fine if the people start walking around now. So we turn off the seatbelt signs, and the landing lights can be retracted as well. But actually, oh wait, is it taxi lights? Oh, there you go. So we took off with taxi lights, my bad. Alright. Okay, so let's check the speed. Speed is now still fine. A tad slow, but I'm good. So 10,000 feet. let's see if there's a after takeoff checklist. Let's first monitor the speed there, still fine. So the after takeoff checklist, I believe they have a checklist here as well. Yes. So after, no. After takeoff, so landing gear up, lights out, flaps are up, TMS sync as required, we did that, engine air all to on. I believe they were already on, APU air to off, actually I just turned that on. So let's turn it off now. Packs both on, pressuring, the packs are on. Just the climb, altimeter is required, power transfer unit and AC pump both off. Power transfer unit and AC pump. Let me quickly check what the speed's doing. Speed's still fine, okay. Power transfer unit is this one, that is off. And which one was it again? The block. The AC pump, we turn that to, that is on off as well. APU, we can stop the APU apparently. I did this last time I believe, and something crazy happened. So the APU is off. Fasten seatbelts is required, lights is required as well. And then there is a descent checklist, but we do not need it for now. So we can thank you for the checklist. So we are climbing to our cruise altitude of flight level 240. Let's reset the altimeter one more time. And what is the green warning here? I believe there's actually nothing. Wing, tail, anti-ice is on. Yeah, let's leave it on. So we acknowledge, and that's it. Bob your uncle. So we're going to be cruising now to flight level 240. So that is about 10,000 more to go. It looks like we are flying the full standard instrument departure, or at least the flight management computer seems to be doing that. Have a look at the chart and see if we can actually confirm. That's pretty cool. So basically they want you to be, if you check these procedures, they want you to be at 3,000 feet, not below and not above, for the entire standard instrument departure right here. So we are way too high, so we're going to be having a nice chat with our boss later on, I guess. What is our track? Around 1700 feet per minute, which should be fine. We got 0.3 DME for the next waypoint. Speed is now still under control. Let's keep it there for while we're climbing. At the moment we reach level flight, the speed will definitely start picking up all the way to this section here. So we will definitely need to keep an eye on that, because otherwise, you know, bad things may happen. You should also be able to look up charts here, but I already like the other charts that I'm using. Is there anything in aircraft that we can do or see? No. I there was another waypoint. Okay, Rudy. You are always welcome, my friend. So we're reaching 20,000 feet now. I'm guessing by the time we, what is that? I'm guessing by the time we, it's a little light. Pretty cool. Look at this. Never saw this. That is so nice. Really cool. So yeah, I'm thinking by the time we arrive at our destination, probably the sun set already. So, it's doing a great job right now. And my guess is going to continue doing this for a couple of billion years until it no longer exists. What you can also do with this aircraft is, if you do not want to use these systems, the FMC, then you can also fly VOR to VOR. You will then obviously need all the VORs, and but then you basically put in the VOR frequency, and you just fly it. Okay, so there's the klaxon saying we are 33,000 feet, so we got 1,000 feet to go until we reach our set altitude of 24,000 feet. And I believe we should set this to 2992 actually. So there you go. Yeah, you're fastening your seatbelt again. Hey, very good, Rudy. Yes, because you never know what's going to happen. You know what I mean. Because we are now reaching our cruising altitude of 24,000 feet, which means that the speed will, the aircraft will then level out. The nose will drop to level flight. And the autopilot will maintain an altitude of 24,000 feet, which then also means the speed should start increasing quite rapidly, and we do not want it to overspeed at that point right there. Mouse cursor. So speed is definitely increasing. You can see that here as well. Ground speed 317, 318. So let's see if we can check what is the advice. And 1%, I believe that's how you can interpret it, 82%. So let's see if we can just cut some of the power a little. before it is too late. Try and aim for 820 for the cruising. Okay, so if I understand correctly, the aircraft, what happens if we click IAS and something else? Oh, interesting. Might have something to do with climbing mode. Ground 313, that appears to be somewhat stable. It is following lateral navigation. If you click Alt, it will hold the current altitude, I believe. And it should then probably... You can see we are actually climbing ever so slightly. You can see that right here on the altitude indicator. So my guess is it is either your IAS speed control or alt cruise. Altitude's not dropping, could be because it's probably aiming for 20 or 4,000 feet. So yeah, so far so good. So the next thing we need to worry about is the landing, the descent and the landing. It is not a very long flight. Let's have one more look outside. It looks beautiful, man. My apologies. So we're on our way to a sunny Guernsey. So I guess everything looks fine. Speed is somewhat stabilized, as long as it does not overshoot the 300 sign there. So what we will do, because there's not too much to do during the level flight usually, you know, you keep your eye on systems and you know, you should probably just talk from radio control to the other control and all that, and keep an eye out for other aircraft and all that miserable stuff. Hey Mike, how are you doing? So let's have a look at what is expected, what you can expect when it comes to landing and also descending. No, thank you. So let's have a look at the charts for our arrival airport, which is Guernsey. Open the charts list for Jersey. Then let's have a look here at the EFB. What is the oh, my bad. So BEVAV 1 kilo arrival. So the BEVAV 1 kilo, that's this arrival, so we'll put a pin in it. It will be pinned to this thingy here. Let's get rid of this one, remove the pin and close it. And let's also have a look at the approach chart. And it will be runway 08, so ILS 08. And the BLS, so that will be this one. Okay, this is rather important information. Again, the autopilot should fly this, but we do need to know also when to start our descent. And so first thing that I would like to know is what is the first altitude constraints that we will be encountering. So we are going to BEVAV. I do not think I see any altitude constraints there yet. Let's have a good look here. Doesn't appear to look like it really. BEVAV 1 kilo on the 274 track to Oyster, you turn right and you intercept Jersey radial 263 inbound via Shark to JW NDB, which is this one. Definitely some advanced stuff if you were to fly this yourself. Do not proceed beyond JW NDB without the clearance. 1900, so let's have a look. The airport elevation is 277 feet, it's basically sea level. Have a look at this chart. This is our final approach chart. So from the looks of it, we would basically aim for 2,000 feet. This is where the glide slope starts. As you can see, at 2,000 feet, the glide slope will start 5.3 DME. So DME stands for distance measuring equipment, but this means 5.3 nautical miles from the ILS signal. We'll start descending. So 2,000 feet, that's basically all you need to know. And this is altitude 471. We got the ILS 110.9. Might not be bad to put that in manually. 110.9. So let's enter that. It is actually on 110.9. This is really awesome. So that's good. So we'll leave that there. And the track for the runway. Where did we see? It was 083, I believe. Yeah, so it's 083 degrees. For the ILS, I believe we're going to be using this system. For now, I'm not going to turn it on yet, but we are going to dial in the course of the runway, which is 083 degrees. So then we do not have to do it later. Come on, you can do it. Okay, there you go. So that is that. Check the speed. You can see the speed is actually still going up a little bit. And here it's also 860. And it should be around 820, so let's cut just a little bit. And a little bit more. We want to aim around 820. This aircraft does have one beautiful speed brake though, and I will show you outside in a bit. Just for demonstration purposes, it is the most amazing, hardcore, military style speed brake. Let's have a look. There you go. Obviously, let's not keep on flying with that thing on, but it definitely slows you down. Okay, so speed will remain an issue. It looks like we are actually still descending a little bit, even though we are on altitude. Should be on altitude hold. Not sure that vertical navigation works. Can we turn this on and then turn on vertical navigation? Not appears to be working, maybe. So altitude for now. But I do not want to descend. Okay. So before we descend, we need to know. It would actually be nice if we can see how far out we are, right? And in the Airbus it's really easy. You have all these thingies on the board. I guess our best bet might be in here. ANGLO, BEVAV. Oyster. But these are incremental. So not really sure how far out we are. Let's see. Without just adding all of these up, of course. But that would be 38, 46, 53, 56. 126, 131, 132, 142 plus 6, so around 148 nautical miles, I believe, give or take. So until we reach BEVAV, let's see, I guess we can work this out. So 70, 81, 84, 89 nautical miles until we reach BEVAV, if I'm interpreting this correctly. 89, so our altitude is 240, it's actually a little less now, 22. So around, then we want to be at 2,000 feet, so let's say we need to lose 20,000, so 60, so around 61 nautical miles from BEVAV, I guess we should start our descent. So good luck. So Rudy, I hope you're doing well, man. How are you doing today? Are you enjoying the flight in the one window and doing something else in the other window, probably? Or you plugged in a headphone and you turned off the screen, you listen to the stream lying on your back, dreaming of me in your bed. Wait, that came out wrong. You were lying in your bed, dreaming of me. I'm just kidding, man. So 7906. Do have a little map here, but that doesn't give us any, you know, any specific. But yeah, it's definitely getting closer. The Airbus is like really nice. There is like a page where you can just put in a waypoint, and I believe actually this system also should have something similar, but this particular version does not really have it. Very good. Just had a chill weekend. Oh, that is nice, man. Chill weekends are good. Basically, thanks, man. Yeah, basically the same here as well. It's a little bit chilling, quite a lot actually. And then get ready for the week, you know what I mean. Not really sure. I know there is no weather radar available in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Not yet. What does the terrain display here then maybe? Let's not randomly press buttons and break the aircraft while we're at 22,800 feet. So we are 71 nautical miles from BEVAV. Alright, so we should get ready, and I'm actually going to start our descent now. Just always prefer a little earlier rather than later, so that we do not have high energy approach. So for the descent, I'm not really sure, is there a mode for the descent for the engines as well? Because yes, it appears to be. So let's do that. It advises 63% N1. So let's start with that. should be around here. Okay. And we're going to descend to, well, let's go straight to 2000 feet. Hopefully that is not a dumbass mistake. And I will, momentarily I will be checking the charts one more time. 2000 feet is armed. And let's have a look what the aircraft is now going to do. If it's going to descend, yes or no. The click altitude, is it now going to drop the nose to 2000 feet, or is it going to keep the current altitude? It is not immediately doing something, and here is already the 60 mark, so we're already late with descending. There is a vertical speed button, so we're just going to be using that then. We pitch down, and just let's have a look at what it is that we're pitching down to. You can see this right here, 500 almost, so we need a couple of more clicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. And let's aim for about descent rate of about 1000 feet per minute. Let's actually, in fact, do a little more and expedite our descent. So 2000 feet per minute, it should still be fine. We just need to watch the speed. The speed seems relatively stable, but go back a little more. Okay, so we're descending. We're 54 nautical miles from the next waypoint, which was the BEVAV thingy. And I want to be at 2000 feet, reaching BEVAV, which is probably slightly premature, but that's still okay. And we'll just be flying, yeah, as you can see, we'll just be flying over the water. I think the highest peak is 1900 feet, if I understand correctly. So, so far, everything appears to be okay. Speed is picking up a little. Speed is sort of trying to hold, as it would seem to indicate. Altitude 19,000 feet. Our speed is still somewhat under control. And it would appear that is this the island already? Let's have a look at the map. No. Exactly, so we're flying over this piece of France here. Oh, we can do that. No problem at all. Watching the speed, moving down ever so slightly. So let's have a look at the descent checklist, which we completely forgot. We're already descending. Let's have a look here. What do they say? Your power transfer unit should be turned on. So you sweet talk it. Let's have a look. Power transfer unit. Let's turn on. Oh no, how do I do this? you know what, let's take it. Pressurization should be set. They're not really sure how to do that, I guess. Set your landing altitude. I would actually like to have the meter, but we can do without. So what's the... Where do we do this again? Let me check. I never really do this. I believe it's this device. What does this do? I don't think I ever used this. Wait. No, I'm not going to bother. So hope you're not too worried there in the back. So we're going to take this one too. Briefing should be completed, and then the landing data should be checked, and the bugs should be set. So the bugs, let's have a look. If we were to do a full flap landing, this is relatively new to me. Have a look. Landing flaps, your full flaps, so that would be 127 knots. So these are now set. Let's actually quickly check the speed. We're not overspeeding. We're at 16,000 feet. So everything's still under the control. So that's it was sort of the landing checklist. We sort of did the briefing. Let's have a look one more time. But it's rather self-explanatory. The aircraft is actually just going to fly the approach itself. Usually what you will need to do is to have a look at what are the go-around procedures in case of a missed approach. This will always be on the chart. I guess it's on the final chart, this one. So in case there is a missed approach, you climb straight ahead. So you're you're flying to a heading of 083 degrees. You keep on climbing, keep on flying to 083 degrees straight ahead. At 3,000 feet, you turn right on a heading of 180, and then as directed by the sea. And there's a maximum speed of 210 knots. In case there is a missed approach and there's communications failure, you proceed as missed approach above, and you continue on heading 180. 2 minutes after initiating the missed approach, you turn right to, always forget what LCTR is standing for, and join the holding at 3,000. So there should be some holding pattern, I guess, somewhere. That's this one, okay. I wouldn't know how to do that. And for the rest, there's not too much. Let's see, transition altitude 5,000 feet, that's interesting to know. And final approach course, we got this. Transition altitude 471 feet. So I guess we're good. Let's have one more look outside. There's Jersey, I guess. Or Guernsey. I did say it correctly, did I? Are we flying to? Let's have a look at the chart here. Because that would be like a really stupid mistake. The island. That doesn't really seem to work as the way I want it. Okay. Yes, I guess I called it the Isle of Guernsey, but I think it's actually the Isle of Jersey, so that's really stupid. So my apologies for being so ignorant. Okay, let's focus on the task at hand, because we definitely need to land this sucker. Speed is picking up ever so slightly. We're at 13,000 feet. So let us reduce speed once more, just a little bit. And try and stay ahead of the descent profile. And reduce speed even more. We're at 12,000 feet, still descending. Our rate of descent is now down to 1,000 feet per minute. And we are 11.3 nautical miles from the BEVAV waypoint. So at 1,000 feet per minute, we need about 10 more minutes to reach 2,000 feet, so I'm going to expedite once more. In which case, obviously, we will definitely need to monitor our speed again. To 7 nautical miles. We're definitely slightly high. So let's keep on descending, please. 2,000 feet per minute. That would be about 5 minutes left. We got 8,000 to go. Speed's picking up. So reducing speed even more at this stage. We're reaching 10,000 feet, so let's turn on the landing lights. And let's also turn on the seatbelt sign. Does this do anything? No. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready for our descent to our landing actually, and to the Jersey airport. I'm looking forward to the next one. Oh, you have to go now. Yes, man. Thank you so much for saying hi, Rudy. Very nice. You can, if you want to see the landing later, you can just watch the replay and see if I made it. I'm going to quickly focus on getting this thing down. We definitely are facing somewhat of a challenge. So, see you later, Rudy. Thank you so much for checking. So basically we're flying at full, completely at idle. So I will actually engage the speed brake a little bit. The beautiful ones that we saw earlier. This one, look. Oyster, Shark, JW, let's have a look at the chart. Oyster, Shark, JW, okay. Oyster, after Oyster we'll turn right. Oyster is 25 nautical miles, so we do still have a bit to go. Are we not overspeeding? No, not yet. Okay, so it might, au revoir my friend. A bientôt. My apology. 6,500. Still reaching transition altitude. So one thing to keep in mind is we need to check the speed, because at this moment we are completely idle. Is there actually also an approach speed anywhere? I do not believe there is. So maybe afterwards, I don't know. Let's just wing it. So we got 20 nautical miles to go before we take the right turn. It seems like a lot, but as you can see, it can go sometimes rather quickly. Anything else we need to do before the landing? Let's quickly have a look at the checklist. Approach. Altimeter set and cross-checked. We are below 5,000, so we are going to go to the local QNH. So that is checked. Oh, wrong button. Do not press wrong buttons, Arkady, not now. Okay, back to the checklist. Altimeter set and cross checked. Fasten seatbelt is on. APU, start the APU. Brake fans to auto, I believe they are. Fuel panel set. What is the fuel panel setting? Not sure if I know. Let's keep on checking actually what is that we're doing. 30 nautical miles for 2,000 feet. That is beautiful. Okay, 2,900. That means that we will have to watch our speed in about 800 feet. Otherwise we will just drop dead out of the sky. So let's quickly carry on to fuel panel set. Not we should turn on all the fuel pumps.
2,500.
Okay, but I believe all the fuel pumps are on. Cabin warned. Okay, so let's warn the cabin. No, don't know. What else? Steep approach as required. Arm steep approach function is performing steep approach. Oh, that is cool. No clue what it is. Can we see where it is actually? Is it highlighted? Not sure. Let's skip it. Radar altitude, set and cross checked, and anti-ice is required. Okay, and then landing. Steep up to auto, landing gear down, lights, flaps, airframe, fuel bags. This is fine for me. We're going to do it with this. 1,000 feet. So we are still descending. That is not what I want. So much power. Wait, let's manually fly, I guess. Otherwise, this is going to end really bad.
Sync rate.
Oh my god.
Pull up.
This might not go too well. Let's have a look here. So that's exciting. So what we're doing now. See if we can take a right turn. Or maybe actually we're still a little bit early, aren't we? Oh, I hate this stuff. Where's the right there, okay. Okay, so this is a little bit scary. Looks like I'm going to turn right now.
Bank angle, bank angle.
Oh, of course, that is not very smart. Altitude 3,000 feet, so let's descend. And what I would like to do a ILS approach, but I'm not really sure where we are. Well, look outside. Okay, so you can see the runway right there. So we need to go to the right. For now, let's carry on a little longer. Let's see if we can descend manually to 2,000 feet. Check the speed a little. I'm going to turn right now. So let's see, heading, lateral navigation, lock. Cannot do this yet. Now yes. Quickly check outside. So there you go. Let's keep on turning. Oh, overspeed. turning. We're a little high. Let's see if we can extend the flaps maybe by one. No, it's not doing it yet. Secret. Oops. So this is not the most professional approach. Just to state the obvious.
Sink rate.
Okay, we're at 1600 feet. Turn off the speed brake. Flap 1. And let's also see if we can drop the gear. To create a little more drag. And just take a left turn here. The gear is down. We'll watch the speed a little. Oh, we're slightly to the right, it would seem. So let's try and line ourselves up. More flaps. Uh-oh. This is really scary. So we're definitely low here. Low and slow. So that is not a situation where you want to be in. We do. Oops. So we do have visual aid here for with the yellow needle. So the flaps are full. There's the runway. And let's get this sucker down, man. So what's the speed? 160, it's too fast. 1,000 feet. At 1,000 feet you want to be fully configured, which we are definitely not. Let's put in a little bit of speed brake here at the very end. And let's try and stay centered on the center line. The speed's definitely dropping a little bit. Not as much as I would have hoped. But this is what we're going to be doing. 500 feet.
Right slope.
Right slope, sure. I already know that we're low. Speed 130, 129, 128. Let's not land here yet. Oh no 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 no. Okay, engine to idle. Let's see if we can get away with this. Oh no 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 no. Oh no. Really? We're landing? Oh my god, man. Reversers. If this sucker has one, I completely forget. This does not look very nice. This does not look very nice at all. What does it look like on the outside? Why are we so... I don't know. Let's get rid of the... let's get clear of the runway now. Well, there was not a crash detected. But I believe everyone will now have post-traumatic stress syndrome. Okay, so we are clear of the runway. Our runway is vacated. And I think... where did we go actually? Let's stop and have a look. And let's take this moment to say the following few. Okay, it is more like an emergency landing than anything else. Just quickly check the chart for the airport that we're at. Obviously, these things you do in your flight so that you know, during your flight, so that you know where to land, after landing, where to turn. You turn left, you turn right, and all that stuff. Alright. So we turn right. There you go. Okay. Hey, I thought I had the parking brake. You know what? What the hell is happening? It does not want to turn. There you go. Okay. Oh, hello, other aircraft. Flaps go up. Okay, so my apologies. It was a very, very scary landing. I would never fly this aircraft, this airline again. If I were in the cabin back there. But as I said, this aircraft is definitely a challenge, and that's also what makes this a really cool aircraft. But it's, yes, it is very demanding, which is good because there's a steep learning curve, and sometimes also steep landing curve, pun intended. But nonetheless, welcome to Jersey, everybody. And not Guernsey, as I said before, and in the description as well. Let's give this aircraft some space, and maybe I can quickly change the... let's have a look. Okay, so I saved the description for the video. Hopefully it will no longer look stupid now. Turn off the landing lights and turn on the taxi lights. My apologies. Looks like the steering column, so maybe did we damage the aircraft? Okay, so we'll stop. Parking brake is set. And let's quickly cut the power to all these engines. There we go. So we got the external power unit running. It's good. So we got our own internal power going on now. So let's open up seatbelt signs, turn it off. So welcome to Jersey, everybody. I hope you enjoyed your flight and the stream and the video. Again, my apologies for the scary landing. We did succeed in landing it, but it wasn't the most pretty one. Anyway, that's about it. Not really sure why the steering yoke is seems to be confused. Is there anything we can see outside, maybe? I have no clue. So that's it, everybody. Thank you very much again for checking. Special shout out to Rory. Thank you for saying hi, man. And hopefully see you some other time soon, everybody. I am your personal funky scene pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko. Everybody just stay cool and let's keep loving. It's the most important thing in the world, so you know what I mean. Alright, catch you later. Thank you very much. Bye bye.